VP of Young Democrats.
Sorry, I'm not as tall as Vincent. So, before I really start, if you are under the age of 30 and you can, take a knee. If you are under the age of 30 and you can, take a knee. Those standing, look around. These are the leaders that you will be electing one day. These are the organizers. These are not just the protesters. These are not just the young people. This is not just the next generation. This is now. And to those kneeling, understand, the ball is in your court. The ball is in our court. Now, if I was not speaking here today, I would also be taking a knee because I'm not 30 yet. That is for sure. Not yet. We getting there. We pushing it, but we ain't there yet, okay? We pushing it. We gonna glide into our 30s. But when I glide into my 30s, you best be sure that criminal justice reform is going to be a real thing. Not because of rallies like this, but because of people who come to rallies like this that fight for the matters of Black lives, Hispanic lives, Asian lives, lives that are forgotten, lives that are just unseen by a mass community. All day I've been thinking what to say. You know, I got a text from one of my, for those who don't, everyone you can kneel, sorry, you can come up. Sorry, my apologies. Ever since I got this text message about a week ago, from one of my, I like to call him, I know we're trying to reform criminal justice, but like, come on now, you can't be doing that. Girl. We're gonna have to really talk about, we're gonna get there in a second. When I got a text message, you know, a week ago from, sorry Nat, one of my theater babies, because surprising, right? I was born an actor. Acting is in my blood. Performance is in my blood. And I actually used to teach and direct musicals. Surprising, right? Not too far away from here at the Westchester Sandbox Theater. Oh yeah, very good. Westchester Sandbox Theater, awesome. And this is where I met this handsome, fully grown, I can't believe it, I'm that old young man named Nat. And he sent me this text message and said, I think my community needs you. He didn't say it like that, but that's how I took it. He says, I think my community needs to hear you. You know, we don't have, we need someone of your voice. And I said to myself, well, I guess, I mean, I am the New York State Young Democrats Executive Vice President, so I guess that makes sense. You can clap for that, Democrats won. But I said, you understand that it's not just a go vote speech, because we'll get to that. It's not just a know who you elect speech, because we'll get to that. It's a speech that you've heard sometimes in a couple of these speakers. But I want to bring it home to you. Not too many years ago, I want to say roughly 2010, so almost a decade. Jeez. I was in a car. It's a rather nice car. I like to pride myself on buying nice things. And I was stopped right here in Rye. Right here by a Rye officer. Talk about it. And I wasn't alone in the car. There was a woman in the car who was my significant other who does not share the same melanin as I do. AKA she lacks melanin. So I'm sure you can create the difference. And I won't forget this because I tell the story, unfortunately, far too much, especially in the environment we're currently living in. And I was stopped, pulled over, I had my window down because as a black man, no matter how old I was, before I turned 16, before I got my permit, my mother had to have one of the most uncomfortable conversations with me about being not a black man, but a black driver. Because black drivers are notoriously pulled over in communities that they don't belong in. Black men I'll go back to the story because I was about to preach and it's not Sunday, it's only Saturday. I say I have a reverend in the house because I might have to, we might have to talk because I might, this might come off the stand. But I really want you to listen. So, driving in Rye, pulled over, window down, ID out, registration out, hands on wheel. What can I do for you, officer? Stay right there. Easy enough. He goes across the car, knocks on the window of the passenger side, requests my passenger, significant other, please roll down your window, ma'am. Easy enough reply. Now, if my next part of the story doesn't anger you, I need you to leave. Because you are not really about the movement that we are trying to accomplish. She rolled down the window. He leaned over in the car. Are you okay? Are you safe? Girl, it's 10 years ago. I ain't worried about that. Listen to the story. There's a meaning behind this. And I'll tell you why at the time I didn't know I could do more. But I did not know I could do more. I thought that was just a sense of reality, a lesson or a re-lesson for me of just being another black man in a neighborhood black men don't belong in. Because Rye has this reputation that we, as though people look like me, don't necessarily belong. I think, moreover, I know that is no longer true. Is it, Rye? Yeah. I said that's no longer true, is it, Rye? Because you standing here today, you are making sure that you are inviting people of color right here into your hometown. You are welcoming them with open arms. It is up to you, Rye. You have to do it. Now, I didn't know I could press charges or report this officer. But you know what? That happened to me yesterday. Because the Senate decided to do something. The Assembly decided to do something. I can report that officer to his commanding officer, and it's a file now. We have a record. Now we have a pattern. Now this happens again, it won't, because we noticed that this officer ain't here. He should not be here. That's done. 58. I commend you, Assemblyman. I commend the state senator. I commend one of my great friends, Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins. Because what she and Carl Hasty of the Bronx are doing is remarkable. But it does not end here. This is step one, and you've heard it all day. Step one. One thing I really am bad at is follow through. I'll send you an email, you reply, and I'll totally forget about you. I won't lie. But that's why I have managers. They control my life. Jovan, I need you to send this email. Got it. But what I need you to do is be better than me. I need you to follow through. I need you. Yes, George said fill out the census. Fill it out. Get a friend to fill it out. Get that friend to fill it out. Go and vote. And my colleagues in government have told you to vote. I'm going to tell you why it's important. Because if you do not understand each candidate, and if there's a candidate out there that, without a shadow of a doubt, without a hesitation in his or her voice, that cannot say Black Lives Matter, you should not support them because they do not support the matters and the topics you discuss. We cannot let this momentum slow down. Keep this energy. Keep this energy. This energy is all 2020, baby. And furthermore, we call it all system. We gonna break systems. We gonna tackle the real issues. And we're not gonna be quiet while we do it, are we, Rob? So, here's what I need from each and every one of you. You heard from Jamal Bowman. I want you to go look up Elliot Engel. Because before you can cast a vote, you need to know both sides. You need to be educated. We spoke about education tonight. Go home and educate yourself. Yes, educate yourself on both sides. Both sides. Now, I won't get all political. I won't start endorsing people, although I could. And you should go to Jovan, my Facebook page, so I can tell you who I will be voting for. But that's beside the point. I really want you to follow through. Learn both sides. Learn, and please do this. Turn the ballot over. When you vote, turn the ballot over. Because those policies, those questions, those votes, those really control everything you do. The people you circle that dot for control how much money goes to your police departments. Those people you circle the dot for controls how much money goes into the state trooper budget. You want to defund 12? You want to defund the police? You know what you have to do? You have to vote. You have to turn the ballot over and vote again. You got to bring your friends. You got to bring their friends. You need to vote. Black Lives Matter because you are here saying so today. But that does not end. That does not end. It does not end today. As the youngest, and I'm going to pride myself for a minute, so I apologize to all speakers. As the youngest speaker, except for the organizers, because I had to ask. And I'm going to shout out to my colleague, Chris Johnson, who just walked in. And girls, do you mind if I introduce him next? Okay. My colleague, Chris Johnson, from the county board, the majority whip, ladies and gentlemen, the majority whip of Westchester County. Give him a round of applause. Not 40. He's 36. He's gonna be a little mad I told you that. Oh wait, 35. It's not your birthday yet, is it? 35. 35, y'all. 35 in the majority whip for the Westchester County Board of Legislators. That's something. That's leadership. But before I end today, I want you to know you have to follow through. Today is step 1. Tomorrow is step 2. The next day is step 3, until we don't have to keep counting steps, because the system, we broke it and we repaired it and we fixed it. And now when we look at the Constitution and the bylaws of this country and we say for all, we are not just talking about a third of a black man. We are not just talking about white America. We are talking about America, the great melting pot that this country is supposed to be. Now, will you join me in this fight? Will you join me, world, in this fight? Will you stand in the front line, not just today, but tomorrow? Will you join me in this fight? It's gonna take me. It's gonna take you. It's gonna take you. I need you, Ryan. Why? You are part of the solution. We cannot go backwards into the problem. And if it's okay with the girls, I'd like to introduce my colleague in government. So, Chris Johnson, who is one of my favorite mentors in life, who probably would have told me to end the speech 2 minutes ago. So I'm glad he just walked in.